Well, welcome back to another episode of the Edible Valley Podcast. Today I'm thrilled to be joined here by Chef Avi. Welcome to the Edible Valley Podcast.
We want to invite you as we embark on a culinary journey through the heart of Vancouver Island.
From the fertile fields
to the pristine waters of the Pacific Ocean.
We'll explore the stories behind the food that nourishes us.
Tune in to each episode as we deep dive into the flavors, the traditions, and the innovations that make this a true paradise.
Now please join us as we explore our Edible Valley. Avi, so great to have you in here. So let's talk a little bit about you're a chef instructor, you're Japanese trained chef, and an author. And more importantly, you put on an amazing dinner last night that was absolutely top notch at 40 Knots. And it was so incredible for you to invite us to come and work with you as the North Vancouver Island Chefs Association.
Well, thank you so much, Chef. That means a lot. So thank you.
Yeah, no, it was absolutely a fabulous time. And I must admit, last night was definitely, they put 40 knots into 40 knots because it was blowing like crazy, eh?
Oh, it was. Who would have known that weather would have been with us? So.
Exactly. Yeah. But I will admit, you know what? It was one of the smoothest, in the kitchen, the smoothest I've ever run a shellfish dinner.
Wow.
And so, I definitely wanted to commend you on that.
Well, thank you.
So let's find out a little bit about how you became a chef, what got you into it. Okay. And what was the first thing that drew you to cooking and what got you into cooking?
Even in elementary, I had a classmate whose father owned a bistro, a very small one in Colorado. And one day our class went to go learn how to make pizza. And the feeling of working with dough, the taste of like a really high quality pizza product just really impacted my impression. And whenever there was a cooking exercise during elementary, it was the thing that I was always most drawn to. And in high school, I started working in part-time restaurants. I worked at an Ethiopian restaurant for about 3 years, and the owner's kind of passion and love for food really, I absorbed that feeling, and it just tasted so amazing that I just wanted to learn how to cook.
Really? That's fabulous. Mm-hmm. And so you grew up in Colorado, right?
I did, yes.
Yeah. So what was that experience like for you?
I grew up in Boulder, Colorado, which is houses the University of Colorado, but it's only 30 minutes from Denver.
Okay.
So what's amazing about Colorado is you've got an influx of so many different ethnic cuisines and people who have moved a lot because of through wars and whatnot. Like there was a big Laotian and Vietnamese population. There's like Japanese food. There's Western food. The restaurants that did all these foods, they did it very well. So one of my favorite things about growing up in Colorado was the immediate access to a wide variety of good food.
And so did you start your culinary training there, or was that a...
No, I after working in high school, throughout high school, my folks kind of made an agreement that I would go to at least 2 years of university before becoming a chef. And during high school, a chef I worked with at a French bistro, he actually warned me against entering this trade. He had 3 divorces, was a heroin addict, but the thing I really remember fondly about him is that he just like loved working with food. And so when he spoke to me about not entering a career in culinary arts, that really stuck with me. And so when I met my wife now, but I was dating a Japanese woman, and after a few years of being long distance, and I was at the University of British Columbia, I found that I really wasn't made for a career in academics or kind of a 9-to-5 job.
Right.
And I thought about what that chef said. And over the summer, we went to a Japanese restaurant. And when we were eating sushi, I was watching a chef behind the counter. And it almost looked like he was dancing, like a ballerina with his wielding of the knife and the fish. And I just said, that's really what I want to learn to do. And
really, it was
so
that moment.
That started the journey to trying to learn in Japan.
So you went to Japan. So that was the next step on your culinary career?
You could almost say a very rocky trail of many ebbs and flows to get to the point of training in Japan. In order to go to, I asked my wife, like, if I was a chef in Japan, how would I go to a cooking school, or what cooking school would I go to? And she's from Osaka, and a very famous cooking school called Tsuji is in Osaka. And we called the school, and they said, you have to pass the second highest level of Japanese proficiency to enter the school. And so I thought, okay, 3 months I'll learn the language. And and so I actually spent a summer at the University of Colorado in the first year of Japanese, and was feeling so confident because I got like an A in the course. And then when I attempted this exam, I think I got like 18% out of 100.
Really?
And so I was a bit stuck because I hadn't planned on this instance. But the fortunate thing was my instructor at the University of Colorado, her acquaintance who studied at Denver University, he was the son of the owners of a Japanese inn in northern Japan. So she connected me with him, and he invited me to train at their Japanese inn, which was actually 150 years old, and
really
had outlasted 2 world wars. And the most unique thing about this restaurant, which it's really unique for Japanese restaurants, they had a partnership with the Geisha Association of Northern Japan, and I was living in the dormitory while training, and all of my neighbors were the people below me were a geisha, and then the younger version of geisha, the maiko, were like, we all scattered in this one apartment building. And
really,
yeah, and I would walk outside and see one of the young maiko, like maybe they started as early as like 13 years old training to be a geisha, and she had like a Metallica shirt on and no makeup, and I was like, whoa, that's wild. When after you see them all decked out in their makeup.
And like totally, yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause that must just take for hours to.
During the Japanese version of Halloween, they asked me if I wanted to dress up as a geisha, and I ended up being Sakura, the cherry blossom geisha for. So they in the book I wrote, there's a picture of me decked out as a geisha. So
really,
it's kind of funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm picturing that picture now.
Oh, please don't. No.
It's worth going to read the book just for that, right? No.
Oh, for sure.
So I want to get onto the book, but let's just finish up when you got into school there, and that's.
So I trained for 2 years at this restaurant, went to a year of intensive Japanese at the YMCA in Osaka. During that year, I became an English teacher.
Okay.
To kind of like sustain living, and took the exam for the language, passed that, and then did a year intensive of Japanese culinary arts in Osaka. So,
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And so what kind of stuff were you learning while you were there?
Oh, well, it's such a fascinating different style of training, because for any celebration, you're going to have something called a mizuhiki as part of to start out. It all comes back to Shintoism and all of the customs and traditions that happen at the shrine and all the foods associated with it. So the first 2 weeks of school, we learned how to do the mizuhiki, kind of like fine string decorative tying. And then the second week, we learned how to do the, it's called shodo, which is like the Japanese calligraphy. So we learned about calligraphy, and then we moved into flower arrangement. If you can imagine that the Japanese culinary arts, it's not just about hard technical skills and theory, but it's the wide breadth of all the Japanese cultures that are associated with the world of culinary arts.
Really? Mm-hmm. That sounds fabulous. I think we're going to have to come back one day and you're just going to have to talk about all of this to me.
Oh, totally, Jonathan. Yeah, any day.
Because this sounds super interesting to me, but I know I really want to focus on you today. So you were in Japan for doing the classes. How many years were you over there for?
8 total years.
8 years total. Mm-hmm. Okay, excellent. And then you came back to North America?
After my son was born, I was working about 90-hour weeks over there. Mm-hmm. And so one day when my son was able to kind of put together sentences, he had said to my wife, "Who's that guy who sleeps on our couch on Sunday afternoons?" Oh. And that kind of shocked me and mm-hmm. said, "Oh, it's really time to decide if I am going to really focus on a career in Japanese cooking or focus on my family." And so I stepped away from a restaurant that had actually earned a few Michelin stars. So it was a very gut-wrenching decision to step away from that potential. But at that time, my folks were living in Vietnam. Mm-hmm. And my mother was working for a nonprofit organization that worked with kids from the streets and trained them in the Australian credentialed kind of like equivalent of a Red Seal.
Okay.
So the owner of the school had a close relationship with the Vietnamese government, and third highest government official wanted to build a exclusive restaurant on his property. So they hired me to be a consultant to set up that restaurant. So we were in Vietnam for a year before coming to Canada.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah.
So you got to experience Vietnam and set up a kitchen there. That must have been incredible.
Oh, Vietnam! I love Vietnam, and it's an amazing country and amazing people.
And then you came back to Canada. What brought you to Canada?
Well, my wife and I, we met at the University of British Columbia, and we were both very enamored with just kind of the culture and the people of the province, and neither of us had any interest to move back to the United States.
Right.
So I just applied for jobs at sushi restaurants and got an offer for one in Vancouver and one in Prince Rupert. So Prince Rupert, I had this image that the restaurant was right on the docks, like just about 100 meters away, and so I thought we were going to have really immediate access to fish. And then Prince Rupert had a slogan that said, the city of rainbows.
Right.
And I thought, wow, how majestical, and didn't really read the fine print that it's the rainiest city in Canada. So, yeah, so we ended up in Prince Rupert. Yeah.
I have to admit, I've been to that sushi restaurant.
Oh, Opa Sushi?
Yes,
yeah,
I
on
have.
the second floor.
Yes, I have, because when I worked on the charter boats, we'd always go into the town there, and I remember going for sushi there one time.
Cool.
And
cool.
it was a cool spot. Yeah.
Oh, nice,
but I get you. It's a wet area.
It's super wet. Yeah.
So how long were you there for?
So we were in Prince Rupert for 4 years.
Oh, 4 years. Okay, cool.
And then and that's where I started the instruction direction, and got a sessional role with Coast Mountain College.
Okay.
And it was just a satellite, like one-term program in Houston, BC.
Okay.
So,
and that's what sent you on the road to doing instruction right now?
Well, essentially, yes. But as you know, Jonathan, like it's hard in those first few years of instruction learning to be an instructor, but actually getting like kind of sustainable work. So I worked a session and then worked at a French bistro for a term, and then actually became a bus driver for a environmental monitoring program that was a First Nation a student cohort. So I was driving a 35-seat bus through the mountains of Smithers, and then I became a job developer at Work BC for a few years. So yeah, a lot of different twists and turns when we were up north.
I'm loving just sitting here with you, because I'm enjoying all the times that I've got to connect with you.
Oh, absolutely.
And especially now that you're in Powell River, because you came down to the island here and you started teaching with VIU, correct?
Oh, so I originally started at North Island College.
Okay. That's right. Sorry. Yeah.
We were there for a session, and then This was before they did their huge, kitchen renovation.
That's right, because it was in the downstairs kitchen in Timberline. Yeah.
We all got laid off for like a year, and then and during that time, Chef Xavier, he was telling me all about his 10 years of working in Powell River. And so during the summer, I went back to Smithers and was working at an abattoir and with a meat cutter, and I saw the role of instructor in Powell River, and so that's how I ended up there.
You got to Powell River there. That's awesome, and you're loving it there too. And I love the fact.
Powell River, yeah, that's excellent.
Yeah, I think that's whenever myself and Aaron go down to head over to Powell River, and now it's becoming more and more a thing. I think we're always making sure we try and connect with you and,
absolutely.
and catch up, right?
It's been really nice, yeah.
Yeah, and I love how you have, I'm going to say it wrong, but there's that Japanese arbor in your front lawn.
Oh, the gate.
The gate,
for sure, yeah. That's a random one. But.
Yeah, it was like you bought the one house in town that had the Japanese gate. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. So, but you have a great spot, and you've built a commercial kitchen in your place too, right?
Yes. I built a licensed commercial kitchen, which for a few years through self-employment just catered out of and teach food safe and teach the Japanese certification for the VIU and Nanaimo. And kind of a diversified portfolio. So.
Yeah, no, it's always it's amazing to see what you're up to and such. So let's talk a little bit about your cookbook, because I know you've got to get back to Powell River pretty quick because you just came over for a couple of days here to put on this amazing event for this seafood festival.
Yes,
right?
Yeah.
But what made you write this book?
One night, I returned from training at the Japanese restaurant, and I was sharing a story with my wife about what one of the senior chefs told me. And she said, Avi, like, you may want to think about documenting all these things you're learning, because even as a Japanese person, you never hear these stories, and she found it really interesting. So I started just taking a journal of all the lessons I took from training or incidents that happened, it was a really helpful way for me to see the experience through a different lens because it's as I mentioned, like a 90-hour week, and unlike Western kitchens, like you can go for a 12, 14-hour day without anyone saying anything to anyone. Really? Because the whole training is based off of like being aware, anticipation, taking signals from what chefs do and stuff. So being able to kind of step back away from the intensity of the training and actually appreciate what was happening was where I kind of found that place of the journal.
And sorry, we didn't do the title. I'll let you.
So the title of the book is called Itamai, My Life in Front of the Cutting Board. And many people ask, what does Itamai mean? Ita is the word for board. Mai is in front of. And Itamai is the actual designated name for Japanese chefs. So I thought, what a cool idea, saying, sharing all the stories from the perspective of standing behind the cutting board and all the events that happened. Chefs all, like, no matter what country you're in, like, wild stories always seem to follow chefs. So
of course,
no matter where you're training. So it's the fun part of the job.
And now I would love to ask you how you felt being from North America here, going to Japan, being in that kitchen. Like, was it harder for you, or what was the feeling in the kitchen, or were you just part of the team?
So actually, immigrating to Canada was one of the hardest things I've had that internally I've gone through, because I immigrated to Japan. It took about 3 years of some like really hard trials to get into the culture, and once I learned the language, that was a huge breaking point to kind of knocking down the doors. But coming to Canada, what made it really hard is the Canadian culture, the people, humor, everything is like what you see. You would think that it was the same as the US, but there are so many subtle differences that realize after being in Canada for a long time that the subtle differences are actually very important differences, but learning how to live in Canada as a person who kind of assimilated to the Japanese culture. So it's like an American who's assimilated to the Japanese mindset coming into Canada who with a culture that you think you would know how to act, but actually have no idea.
Really?
So it was a tough, 3-5 years when I first moved to Canada.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Yeah, I guess we sort of take it for granted for being here, it's just part of our culture, right? So, and how different it is from different places. So that's interesting to see how that was affecting you, for sure.
For sure.
And I can even see it a little bit more being up north, Prince Rupert and area and stuff like that, because it's a little bit different. I even feel those towns are hard to
more absolutely.
Yeah, it's a different different personality and
different
sometimes
vibe. Yeah,
different vibe for sure. Yeah, that's it. This has been amazing. Thank you so much. And I know we're getting close on time.
Oh, thank you, Jonathan.
Is there
for inviting me.
What new things are happening with you? Is there, because you just got into a new job actually?
Oh, sure.
If you want to talk a little bit about that.
In the Cathet region, the First Nation, the Tla'amin people, since 2016, they have a self-governing treaty. And part of that self-governing treaty, they created a comprehensive plan of goals, including goals that they want to accomplish. And one of the goals was to become a self-sovereign food nation, so entailing kind of using all of their local resources, all the local game, seafood, vegetables, and for the people to learn how to harvest, forage these things, and then process it. And so I took on a new role as the Traditional Community Foods Program Coordinator of two brand new facilities that are really there to enable the community members to bring the elk, bring the seafood, process it. And one really neat thing is we just processed a few elk, cut it down, made it into ground beef, and packaged it up. And now what I'm working on is a food distribution plan,
really? Something
that's very organized. And we're talking about something like a food bundle where people are going to come in the facility, learn how to work with all these foods, create products out of them, and then it's then distributed back into the community. So, yeah, it's just getting started. But
that sounds like an amazing project, and it sounds like a lot of fun, being able to work with a lot of the First Nation foods and with them to develop these programs, right?
Well, there's a lot of headaches along the way, but with anything, just getting started.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you so much for sitting down and talking with me today. It's a pure pleasure. And I know we're going to do this a few more times. And maybe next time we're in Powell River, we'll bring over some microphones and bug you about what's going on and learn a little bit more about Japanese cuisine, if that would be cool.
Oh, that's so cool. And thank you so much, Jonathan and Aaron, for welcoming me to the podcast. And it's amazing what you guys do. So
perfect. One thing before you go, putting you on the spot. Favorite food to work with?
Gimbal.
Okay.
Yeah. If you haven't heard gimbal before, it's quite an amazing dish. Oh no, sorry. If you don't know what a gimbal is, favorite food to work with. Let me think. I would say when I think of the conger eel, it's called a hamo in Japan. It's a white eel. You need to cut incisions probably about 1/2 of a millimeter apart, and you put hundreds of incisions in just one eel to cut between every single bone sticking out, and it's really challenging to do it right. So that's a very fun food to work with.
All right, I'll have to look into that one. So that sounds interesting. Well, thanks again, and just thanks again for tuning in and listening to another episode. Chef, I will let you go now.
Thank you, Chef. Yeah, thanks for everything. So
yeah, and we'll see you again soon.
We'll see you soon.